is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. I finally got this little itty bitty box in my hand. You guys already know what we're talking about because you can clearly see right across the top of the box here. We're talking about the brand new Yeezy silhouette, the brand new 450 that just recently came out. I got a lot to say, so let's just dive into this shoe. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Adidas Yeezy 450. Kanye, I don't know. Let's just get into it. All right, so here's the thing about the Yeezy 450. First of all, if you guys know, this sneaker has actually been in development and kind of in the prototype stage and the designing stage since I believe 2018 or 19. Kanye actually first debuted this sneaker, I believe, during Paris Fashion Week in that infamous clip where he avoided the puddle by kind of like jumping over it in that weird kind of askew way when he was jumping out of his car. He had these on his feet. And at the time, everybody wanted to know what in the world they were. They were different, they were unique, they were kind of cool looking, I guess. And then we also saw some design sketches of new releases for 2019 that Kanye said that he had coming up. And there were a lot of different shoes on there, like the Yeezy 700 version 3 and some other shoes as well. And on this one, he actually had this design for the Yeezy 451. Now, since that sketch was made and since he started plotting out this sneaker, obviously that name changed to the 450. I don't know why it changed from 451 to 450. I don't know. But for whatever reason, here we are with the Cloud White 450. All right, now starting with the upper, the shoe is actually pretty simple in concept. I mean, it's basically a big sock with a big thing of EVA wrapping around the sock, kind of like a claw gripping the shoe, kind of holding your foot in place. And maybe that's the whole idea of this shoe, is that it really securely locks your foot in place. But wow, I mean, what a way to illustrate that. So again, you have pretty much this prime knit upper here, this cream color kind of cloud white prime knit upper all the way down the sneaker. Taking the top down, look at the shoe, you can kind of see there's a differentiating pattern between the middle panel of the, I guess this would kind of constitute the tongue, and the rest of the upper here with those same cloud white laces. One interesting thing I did notice is that there is a slight color variation between kind of where the quarter panels would be and the very back of the sneaker, kind of going into the heel here. If you guys notice, the back of the shoe is a little bit darker brown than the rest of the sneaker here. Well, it kind of looks brown. I don't know, they keep calling it cloud white, but to me it looks more tan. But it's a little darker color here on the back than on the front. The heel of the shoe is very interesting. It kind of reminds me of the Yeezy 380, how it has kind of this heel portion that looks like you could kind of rock your foot back on it, and it kind of serves as, I don't know, kind of like a ledge or a little platform here that you could, you know, kind of sit your foot on like that there. The 380 kind of reminds me of that, but in a more defined manner where it's kind of angled a little bit differently, but this one really does seem to do the same thing. Taking a look at the outsole of the shoe, you have the Adidas right here at the top. You also just kind of have this wavy pattern here for the rubber here. So you have the EVA midsole here, and then you have the rubber outsole, and that's basically it. Now the insole of the shoe is interesting. You do have that triple branding between Yeezy, Ortholite, and Adidas, but the tag on this is very interesting here. Normally we don't see this full tag like this, but on the size tag on the insole here, it actually says to flip under. So the idea is that so that the tag isn't bothering your foot, you would actually flip the tag under like that, and that way you wouldn't have the tag bothering you. The tag is also just stitched in there, so I guess if it bothered you enough, you could just pop the stitches out and you can just take the tag off completely, but that's up to you. One last interesting thing about this sneaker that I've seen just a couple of people talk about with the 450. On the strobel board, or kind of underneath the insole of the shoe here, there seems to be this number here, and the number is a different number depending on which pair of the shoe you got. I don't know if the numbers are duplicates in any pairs of the shoe, but this one seems like it says 85. I could be wrong about that, but I just find that very interesting. I don't know if this is for quality control purposes or tracking purposes or what, but I've never seen that before. Normally there's a date or some other type of stamp on the strobel board, but this number is very interesting. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the Yeezy 450. There's no boost in this, so it definitely is not a Yeezy boost, but I do have two quick things that I want to say about kind of my initial thoughts on this sneaker. The first thing I want to say is that I really don't like the price of these. These cost $200 retail price. They're flipping right now on the resale market for about double that amount. And again, for $200, I just don't understand why the materials had to be downgraded from Boost from the 350 version 2 down to EVA on the 450. I understand that this is a brand new model, but again, to me, the 350 version 2 is kind of the Jordan 1 of Yeezys for Adidas right now. That sneaker is the one that really is setting the precedent for a lot of other things that Yeezy is doing right now. While I can appreciate all these new, funky, weird silhouettes that Yeezy's coming out with, that 352 is always, in my mind, going to set the bar for materials, quality of craftsmanship, and pricing on other Yeezy models. And yet again, the 350 version 2 offers prime knit and boost for only $220. So for only $20 more, you get, in my opinion, far better quality materials. And again, for $20 less, now you're going back to EVA, which is the same type of material that's used in the Yeezy 700 version 3. I also don't understand why Adidas would choose to price these at $200 when obviously they found ways to be more efficient with the way that they're making their sneakers by offering a $60 price cut on the Yeezy 700 version 1 and the cream Yeezy 700 version 2. Both of those sneakers recently released in their new iterations in the sun colorway for the version 1, the cream colorway for the version 2 for $240 retail price. So why is it, Adidas, that you were able to lower the price by $60 for the Yeezy version 1 and version 2 700 models with boost and all those elevated leathers and those nice suedes on the shoe, but literally for a big piece of prime knit with a big piece of EVA wrapped around it and some rubber on the bottom, this is $200? This is $200. I don't get it. I'll never understand it. I don't know why they're doing this like this. I don't know why they're pricing things like this, but I guess as long as everybody's buying it, Adidas doesn't care, so it is what it is. The other thing I wanted to mention real quick on the 450 is I'm kind of worried about where Yeezy brand is right now. I know that Yeezy is coming out with some really, really dope stuff, but apparently Yeezy is coming out with a lot more Yeezys throughout 2021 and going into 2022, like over 50 new models. And I heard that by somebody that has very close ties with Yeezy and with Adidas. And that gentleman said that they are coming out with a ton more colorways, some more silhouettes. They're coming out with some really interesting new things. Now, the Yeezy 380 Corvalite, I think it's what it's called, recently dropped. I think it actually just dropped today, as a matter of fact, and nobody really bought that. So I know that colorway is a thing. I know there's gonna be some hits or misses with every silhouette that comes out. But my concern with Yeezy brand right now is that the only way that they're gonna stay on top of their game is that they keep coming out with new silhouette after new silhouette after new silhouette after new silhouette. And to me, when you're constantly changing like that, it means that you're not really honing in on a specific model that's connecting with the people. To me, the 350 version 2 is that model that connects with the people. Now, it's funny to me because a lot of people are saying that they're sick and tired of the Yeezy 350 version 2 and all the colorways that are coming with it. Meanwhile, the 350 version 2 doesn't have a fraction of the colorways as the Air Jordan 1, but for some reason, we can't get enough of different colorways in every kind of colorway imaginable on the Jordan 1. Why is that? Is it that really we're sick and tired of the Yeezy 350 version 2? Or are we just tired of a sneaker that we really don't have a connection with, that we feel like isn't as aesthetically pleasing as the Air Jordan 1? I don't think that the problem is oversaturation of the model. I think that the problem is an issue with connectivity to a model of that sneaker. People connect to the 350, but it's just kind of a nice to have. But it doesn't have that iconic platform, that nostalgia. It kind of has that I don't know, that je ne sais quoi, that it factor that the Air Jordan 1 has, because we will take as many colorways of the Jordan 1 as possible, but if they come out with another colorway of a 350 version 2, everybody's like, ugh, too many. But because of that, I see the Yeezy brand and Adidas trying to pivot to new ways of releasing product, like geographical exclusive releases and new silhouettes and new colorways. I've seen an all black version of the 450 coming soon. And my problem is that in order to stay relevant, in order to keep selling units, they're gonna have to keep changing and changing and changing and changing and changing. While I understand that the sneaker world itself is constantly moving and shifting and changing, it's gonna be hard to keep coming out with brand new silhouettes all the time, because let's be real, the more colorways of a Yeezy silhouette that drops, the lower in value each subsequent colorway of that sneaker goes. Now, for the 450, the cloud white colorway, this shoe is worth about $400 right now on the resale market. So for all you resellers, if you got your hands on these, hold on to them for a little while. It's a good sneaker to have. If you're not a reseller and you're trying to get your hands on it, I don't know what to tell you, because normally when a new Yeezy comes out in its original colorway, it does not go down in price. I hate to tell you guys that, but that just seems to kind of be what the market is favoring right now. So you might just have to cough up to $400 for the Cloud White 450 if you want to get your hands on it. I don't know, man. It's a weird time that we're in right now for Yeezys, and it's a weird time we're in right now for sneakers, because it seems like sometimes we do tend to have a double standard about what we will and won't put up with and what we do and don't like out here, but ain't that just the sneaker game as a whole? Anyway, I've said all that I can say about these. Now it's time for you guys to sound off down in the comments and let me know what you guys think about the Adidas Yeezy 450. Are these ones that you guys were able to add to your collection? Are you guys excited about this new silhouette? Do you like it? Do you hate it? These, a lot of people are calling a polarizing sneaker, so it's like either you like it or you hate it. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Sign up down below. Let me know. Of course, right down in the comments, make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you I had a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Adidas Yeezy 450, and until next time, I'm out.